We have a treat today. We've got Sam, a strength and conditioning and mobility expert, that's actually going to help you steal a few yards in your golf swing without even knowing. This, Sam, it feels a lot easier than I actually thought, like getting in this position.
Yeah, honestly, you can do this anywhere. Anyone can do it. Like I say, it's a very scalable exercise as well, and it will add yards onto your swing if you can improve that thoracic rotation.
All I'm thinking here, if you can rotate 2 or 3 degrees more, that's like 2 or 3 more miles an hour covered speed, and that's 10 yards. Now, I know there's a huge perception that this side of golf is not for senior golfers, it's not even for club golfers. Well, you'd be wrong. This is for every single golfer. If we just want to get slightly better, hit it slightly longer, we can all steal some yards. I'm really passionate about helping you improve, and there's only so much you can do in terms of technique. You actually need to combine that with some off-course work. So Sam is going to show us 2 exercises today, and yes, I will be taking part in some of them. And essentially, we're going to help you increase the rotation in our backswing and our downswing through sort of this mid-spine area, aren't we, Sam, like this
Thoracic region.
Right, so just point on me here, like where that roughly is.
So a lot of the time, people struggle to extend or rotate through the thoracic spine, which is the middle part of the upper back. So we want to try and increase our ability to rotate essentially through here. So I'm going to show you a couple of drills to help work on that rotation. A lot of us sit behind a desk, you know, we become a little bit tight in the upper back, we spend a lot of time driving, and we just don't have that ability to rotate. Obviously, you can improve that, improve the length of your swing, add yards onto your swing, like you said before.
And that's essentially as simple as you need to think about this. As Sam just said, you could be sat down all day, every day. You could be actually a senior golfer getting a little bit older, and essentially, as we get older, we get less mobile. So we're just trying to help you along, steal some yards, and it would work for irons and driver this. So this is a big part of the golf swing. I see a lot of people when they come to lessons, they might be okay in the hips, but this bit doesn't actually allow them to turn enough through the backswing, which is our power generator, and then being able to put it back into the ball on the way through. Right, Sam, you start off here with the first exercise we're going to talk about. This is exercise number 1. And we will give you a variation in this, I think. If this one looks a little bit advanced, do not worry. Okay, Sam, talk me through the setup of this.
No worries. So if you've not got a foam roller at home, you can use a big pillow or something like that. But you need this here just to make sure you are doing it properly and you're not drifting the knee and cheating when you do it. So you're going to trap a foam roller or a pillow against the wall. You're going to lock your leading arm against the wall and you're going to rotate. Now this is a test and it's also an exercise. So the test is, can you get your hands to the wall? As you can see, I cannot. I'm a bit tight in the upper back, whereas I think you're going to do a better job at this because of your profession. We'll see. Anyway, the idea is to get the hand all the way to the wall. If you can't do it, well done, you've just discovered a restriction. We need to work on that. So something like 2 or 3 sets of 10, as frequently as you can, will help improve that. Again, trap the foam roller, open up as much as you can through that mid-back, and then circle back round. And you should see some instant improvements if you do enough of these and you really push that end range. This is the most important thing here. Is it a bit of a challenge? If not, you need to squeeze a little bit further.
I want to try this, to be fair.
Let's give it a go.
Right, here we go. It's getting serious now, Sam. I'm going to have a go. Now, it's really interesting, this. Like, I actually find, so this would be the first bit I'm getting right. This would be for backswing, isn't it? Because we're rotating this way. So that's very much sort of backswing orientated. And then when you complete it the opposite way around, which we'll show in a second, that would be then for very much sort of downswing.
Yes, exactly.
And it's odd, right? I'm actually way better in the backswing in terms of rotation than I actually think most golfers are that way, because how many times we stand there and just go like, oh, we'll feel this backswing, and not many people actually make many downswing moves. So the downswing is even important. And actually important, Sam's actually getting into golf as well. What are you playing off?
On a good day, I should play to 18.
Hey, here we go.
On a good day. I don't know how often you play to your handicap, but it's not that often for me.
Well, Sam's going to help me with my mobility, and I'm going to help him with his golf. Right, okay, so I've got that at 90, I've got it in. It's actually quite hard to get it like sort of against the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to create quite a close gap there.
Okay.
Going to trap the arm against it, just like that, perfect. This isn't going anywhere, and you want your arm to be parallel with the floor. You don't want your arm to drop down here. And a lot of people do this. They cheat and they move this arm, or they start to bend the elbow. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Or they'll start to bend this elbow here, which we don't want to do. So Alex, if you rotate for me, pal.
Here's me saying, actually, this could be my best side. I don't know.
I know, no pressure, mate. Well, it'd be interesting to do both sides and see how that asymmetry is. Ooh, okay.
How are you rating that? If someone's doing that?
7 or an 8 out of 10, I reckon. That was better. That was better. Instant improvement.
And you could put a big cushion here, couldn't you, if you didn't have this at home?
You could do, yeah. So obviously not everyone's got a foam roller. You could use a big cushion or anything, to be honest, that can trap between like about a foot's distance from the wall.
That feels, I can really feel that through sort of here. I'm trying to point it this way, but sort of through this mid-back here, opening up.
Perfect.
Would this be good to do, like we're saying this is something that you should do weekly and do, we'll get the exact reps in a second and how often we should do it. But could you do this as part of a warm-up?
100%, yeah. It's obviously you need a wall to do this. I mean, you could do this
Locker room,
locker room, yeah, that's a really good shout, to be fair. After Alex has done these, I'm going to show you a regressed version. I suppose you could also do in the locker room, but you might get some weird looks. But you could also do it on your floor at home. If you really struggle with this and you're just not getting any range of motion, I'm going to give you a regressed version.
Should we try the other way around?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what your difference is like.
Okay, so this would be, again, very much downswing now. So we're talking about this move on the way through. And if you're someone who's going, okay, well, I don't feel I get through the golf ball enough. Yes, your hips do play a part in that, but a big part of this will just be actually freeing up this part of our spine. So being able to be more here, having a bit more mobility, just not feeling stiff, being a bit more relaxed. And that's how you're going to steal some yards without even knowing it. I think that's what I want you to get from this. Don't think of this as, okay, I've got to turn myself into Bryson 3 or 4 years ago, which means I've had a conversation about this. That is Project Bryson. No, I'm joking. But this is about just actually being able to steal a few yards by just being a bit more freer, a bit more relaxed in the golf swing.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, so I'm going to set up right there.
That's perfect, buddy. Yeah, 90 degrees in the knee. That's trapped between the wall.
I'm feeling my groin here. It feels a bit
tight in the hip flexors. And then trap the arm. Again, the arm has to be flush with the floor, parallel with the floor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is exactly what I said. And if I'm stiff in the morning, I feel it's so hard to get through the ball. I feel like a tin man. Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's a noticeable restriction there compared to the side. So yards to be gained. So Alex is set up correctly here. He's got a nice 90-degree bend in the knee. This arm is parallel with the floor, and he's got about a foot distance between his knee and between the wall. The most common problems I see is people don't use something. So when they rotate, they just move the knee and feel like they're getting the sensation of rotating, but they're actually just moving the knee. They're not isolating the upper back. They're also going to drop this arm, and they're also going to bend this trail arm, like that, to try and cheat, or they're going to go low with the trail arm.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly like that. What you want to try and do is keep both arms parallel with the floor, be really, really strict with yourself, just like that. So Alex is doing a perfect demo.
Those facials then.
But it's amazing how many people bend that arm, drop the foam roller, or don't even use a foam roller, or that arm comes off the wall. That's another common flaw as well.
So Sam, you said isolate the back.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the golf swing, what I would say in backswing is being able to turn upper slightly more than lower. So making it a little bit more of an independent, that would be sort of backswing, and downswing would be lower, move before upper. But in terms of like, I guess this drill, why do you want to isolate? Is that so you can really work on the rotation without compromising anything else?
Yeah, I suppose it's to test the upper back rotation, well, discover if it's a limiting factor, but then also to isolate it and work on it individually. Sometimes, when we do cheat, we end up rotating the hips instead by accident, and we're never actually improving the upper back if the upper back is a restriction. So if we can just isolate each bit, like isolate the hips, isolate the upper back, etc., improve those elements individually, hopefully you will add those extra inches onto your swing.
I guess that's how you can sort of cheat in your golf swing. You can sort of stand here, stand up, bend the left arm to make the backswing longer.
Yeah.
And you don't even know these things. We talk about this all the time on the channel, feel versus real. Whereas actually we're getting to do something now which is actually isolating most people's problem in terms of this sort of mid-back rotation using this drill. Okay, Sam, that's the first part of this drill. If people are finding this hard, let's just say they've had an injury with their knees, or that's just generally find that hard.
Yeah.
What's the variation they could do now?
So another variation is working exactly the same thing. It's isolating the upper back, but it's just slightly regressed. So you would start here on your side, trap both knees.
So you've got your knees at 90 again?
Yes, ideally. So knees at 90, trapping the knees together, and again, exactly the same flaw that people will often do on the wall is they'll open up the knees. So we need to trap those down, so we're isolating the upper back. This hand's going to go on the floor, elbow nice and straight, and you're going to open up. So it's exactly the same movement, but as you can see, I can get my hands to the floor quite comfortably there.
This looks quite enjoyable.
It's probably more relaxing, to be fair. Whereas on the wall, I couldn't get my hand anywhere near the wall.
Yeah.
Whereas on this one, I can. So it's a slightly easier version. If you want to make it a bit tougher, bring your knees a little bit higher. If you want to make it a little bit easier, get your knees a little bit lower.
Okay.
And that's where the regression really lies. Whereas with that, you can't really modify the distance from the wall. Unless, sorry, go on.
No, sorry, I can say you do this both sides.
Do this both sides, exactly, yeah. So then when you're done, roll over, trap the knees, try and maintain similar angles, and then you might give yourself a little adjustment at the same time.
So you look at this right now, like you could be going, okay, Sam's doing this here, but you could follow along in this video. This is knowledge that I want you to actually start putting into action now and start to improve your golf game. Okay, Sam, so in terms of sets and reps for this first exercise, we're going to say under the same.
Yeah.
What are we saying? 2 or 3 times a week, and what you?
Yeah,
I'm not the expert in this.
2 to 3 sets of 10 before your round, probably. Like you said before, you could do it in the locker room, you could do it at home before you actually get to the range or the course. 2 to 3 sets of 10 in each direction. Simple as that.
Perfect. Okay, so second exercise. I'm going to be the test dummy now. This is really going to see how I'm getting on with my fitness. This is very much more, I guess we've got a dumbbell we're going to use, very much more a strength.
Yeah, power, strength, explosive power. We're trying to rotate through the core. Yeah, simple as that, really. So, do you want me to demo?
Talk me through it.
Talk you through it.
Talk me through it.
You're going to hold us to the
dumbbell.
dumbbell.
Got to hold hands and do this.
So we're going to come onto one knee, just like we did with that drill before.
I'll go the opposite to you.
Yeah, perfect. So if it's your left knee here, you're going to start down by the right hand knee, and you're going to aggressively rotate that dumbbell. It's called a wood chopper, this exercise. You're going to rotate aggressively towards the ceiling, so you're going to throw the dumbbell up, you're going to pause here, and then you're going to control it down. Okay. So we're trying to work on a bit of rotational strength and power.
If at home they didn't have a dumbbell, obviously when I come to the gym here with you, we've got dumbbells, we can use all this stuff here. But what would be like a sufficient weight? We've got 5 kg. Could you use, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but could a tin of beans be any good? Or?
It could, something a bit heavier ideally. Okay. So like a big bottle of water or something like that potentially.
But really, something like this is the best thing.
Ideally, something like a kettlebell or a dumbbell. It does not have to be heavy at all, this exercise. It's not meant to be heavy, because if you do use a heavy one, you'll probably throw yourself over.
Okay.
Light, control, and focus on speed.
So why does something with a bit more weight like this and exploding through the first bit actually have an impact on the power we have? I'm saying golf, but just I'm here to get more powerful in general. But why does something explosive where you're going, you're telling me to go fast,
that's it,
and slow,
and control. Why
does that have a massive impact on our power?
Just control, really, because power is nothing without control. I don't know who said that, but it's quite a you know, appropriate phrase. Power is nothing without control, so we really need to control it down at the moment, and we're only really worried about A to B, so this being A, this being B, not this bit. We will do 10 reps on each side, so we're going to work on both directions. So I guess if I was right-handed, this is the side I'm going to swing through.
That's my follow through, isn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously not too close to the actual swing itself.
No, but
it's more of just a rotational exercise, just to develop rotational power through the obliques. I mean, there's lots of different rotational strength drills and power drills we can do, but this is one you can do by yourself with just a light dumbbell at home.
Okay,
cool.
Here we go. Right, there's a few reps, and we'll put this into the golf swing in 1 second. But first, you want to see if I'm any good at this.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so
perfect, and then just control it down, get back to that third position. You're trying to, be as explosive and as controlled as you can.
So I've done a few reps there, Sam. I'm feeling this very much in my obliques.
Yep.
I've got very tight hip
flexors,
flexors, which I'm guessing a lot of people will be in the same place here. But you can really feel like this is very much switched on to stop me wobbling over. I feel like I'm trying to plant my sort of foot into the ground. And if I'm thinking of bringing this into the golf swing, I want people to be planted in that settled position.
Yep.
I want people to feel like they turn and engage this.
Yes.
We talk about in the golf swing, and I say this all the time, like we need a combination of arms and body and wrist to all work together. But really, this is a real big power source for people. So strengthening this, even with something just like a 5 kg, or even like 1, 2 kg, depending on our fitness level, is going to have a massive impact.
Yeah, for sure. It's just working on rotational strength, power, stability, control, all that good stuff. And then working on a bit of a hip flexor stretch for you.
Yeah. So it doesn't feel bad this side.
How interesting. It's one of those, golf is such an asymmetrical.
I do have a shorter leg.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Bit of leg length discrepancy. Yeah. And then rotate.
People probably say I've got short legs in general, but I'm waiting for the comments down there.
Perfect, that's it. And you're just trying to be explosive. Like I say, it's more about A to B than it is B to A. B to A is all about just getting that dumbbell back to the correct position, but we're focusing on just rotating as hard and as fast as we can that way, and then stopping it and controlling it here.
Fab. Awesome. So they're the 2 exercises. Just bring this to life within the golf swing. You've got to think, everything we've said there, I've actually got a nice stretch. I'm going to turn my back to you 1 second. You look at this and go, okay, well, if I'm struggling with mobility through here, well, I'm only going to go to around about here. If I've got better mobility, I can get here. Now, if you can get better mobility, combined with some power, that's how I come back to the start of this video, where Sam's showing us how to steal a few extra yards. Now, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more of this coming over the next few weeks. We've got a little bit of a winter project for you to get you fitter, get you stronger, ready for the 2025 season. Which sounds strange that I'm saying that. We're in sort of November now, but it will be here before we know it. Thanks for watching, and thanks, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks, Alex.